Hello and welcome to a brand new series of We Read Your Rights. I am Josh, one of the admin here at the Poetry Kingdom and leader of the mentorship program. We have asked people to submit their best works regarding love, lust and loss. And we have got a presentation for you today based on the poems that we have had submitted. So I do truly hope that you enjoy every single second of this presentation, and thank you for watching. It really does make everything completely worth it. Thank you. First, I would like to start this evening off with a poem by my esteemed colleague Jennine Pike. This one is entitled Mine. The darkness in his eyes shines a light so bright, only meant to be seen by me, myself and I. The moon gazes on jealously, for she cannot see what I see. Through the veil of darkest night, a light meant only for me. Jennine has an amazing way with words. She is able to portray an image within your mind in so few lines that I have honestly seen very few people achieve correctly. Slain by Forssell. We were falling apart, and who are you without your castle and your scars? I've waited years for the day I'd get to say, the dragon of my keep has been slain. I was your prisoner, I was your slave, I was your twisted body, bent, bruised and splayed. Out on display, the softest parts of me exposed. It seems that there was no escape, and then I raged. Free of my cage, ripped the power from your hands, reclaimed my body and my name. You have been slain. Honestly, I haven't read much of Forssell's work, and I have to honestly say that I thoroughly enjoyed reading this submission. It has a very musical, lyrical way of the words, the lines, and honestly I cannot wait to see more of what she has to offer us, because this really was, even just the way that it flowed, it was absolutely amazing. So thank you, Liz, for submitting this poem to us to read, and I hope that I did your work justice. Before I start this one, I would like to apologize to the author of this poem. If I get your name wrong, I do humbly apologize. Would You Be the One by Sabe. My soul has rendered the pride, flowing in my veins, homeless. Like my eyes have quit accommodating liquid, which has taken refuge in them. Since the beginning of the world, my mouth pouts agape, to roar to metaphysics, for the trumpet blowing in my heart is threatening life out of me. Can you listen to the winds and hear the cries of 1,000 wards, wandering in the space to find their ways into the world? Would you be the one to lead them into the world and host them under my roof, and sing to tambourines and lyres for them, with your melodious voice, the hunted tone of a choir mistress? Would you follow my lead and I follow your lead, so that there will be no one leading? If times were meant to be great and memorious, why won't we be a memory in time of each other? Place your head, if not to my chest, on the wall, and listen to the winds, and hear the cries of 1,000 wards wandering in space, and look into my eyes, and tell me what I want to hear, dearest. To be with you is my dream. To love you isn't a fantasy. Would you say a word that will provoke the heavens to sing a sweet melody, a melody of chastity and beatitudes, till the sky opens up and water from above, the footstools of those in the higher places, come takes us all behind the dark cloud of mighty invisibility. I do humbly apologize for getting some of the words wrong. For those that don't know, I do have a bit of a stutter, and sometimes that does happen. I am sorry. But this poem was absolutely beautifully written. Thank you for letting us read it, and thank you for submitting it for this read. I thoroughly enjoyed reading it. It had a very melodious run of the words. It read almost like a song. So thank you for writing it and for submitting it. And I hope that you keep on writing. Subterranean Rain by Chris J., one of the moderators at the Poetry Kingdom. Living life, fruit of the fungi, mouldy surface, depths sheltered from thy oculi, life's fibres, hyphae, delicate noxious webbings inlay. Subterranean rain, king of dimmest earthen mounds, creeping up from beneath, cracking soil atop, with noble hearts set upon breaching of blackened soil clouds. Silence abounds, spores adrift, rapidly spreading seeds amongst currents, and by insects unseen, far and wide, sights set upon fertile kingdoms of hallowed ground, without struggled stride, invisible chariots, a pleasant ride, radiant beauty, gracefully claiming dominance within musty undersides, harmonious, covertly colonizing, consuming both the living and the lifeless. The cycles of life are mysterious, timeless. Chris J. is an incredibly talented writer. He is able to get such vivid imagery within your mind that it often leaves you wanting more. And that's certainly the case with this poem. I would love to see more of it. Lifelong Love by Tiffany Kestner. Joy, comfort, endless love, dedication, a lifelong promise to love no matter what. Though complications arise and we face daily challenges, the good will always outweigh the bad. I promise to be here at each day's end. No matter the trials our love may face, I promise never to give you up. I hope you will always hold me tight. From the moment I wake up until I fall asleep, I adore you, my husband. Ceaseless love. Now this poem was written in a very interesting fashion. Tiffany is one of my brightest students in the mentorship chat. She is one of the quickest learning people I've seen within that group. And Tiffany, thank you for submitting this poem. I absolutely love it. Now this was written in a form called the ethery. It is my absolute favorite poetic form. And Tiffany had never tried this before until I gave the lesson that taught this particular form. And this, if I remember correctly, was the first ethery she had ever written. And it is absolutely amazing. Rupture by Cann, one of the admin here at the Poetry Kingdom. Nether's trust thrust, abyssal in eclipsed convulse, compulsion propelled vibrations, emanations ecstatic screamed elations, 2 syllable 7 letter, ecstasy moans, pleads divinity for more, spilled from nuns' habits that can't contain your form. Confessional booth shakes, rattles, torn, shaking heavens with our sighs. Orgasmic highs. Pink beckons tongue pound, resound, repeat at the hips. Incite reprobate criminal for licking liminal lips. The volta of tongue twitched, twirled, eternal flicked. Curse of O's cry, unfiltered passions desired, dread red. Penitent, proselytized, penetrate, the Pythia fed. Saliva salacious, shaking, reciprocate. Storming frenzied fornicate. Possessed plunges without rest, sucking your sweet sweat down, shaking the foundations of the heart, paint your inner sanctum wet. Heaves, reaving, raving, reaming, stretching seams, creamed dreams. The rapture is rupturing apart. Patrick is a very special type of writer. He is highly descriptive in his poetry, and I thoroughly enjoy reading his work because every time I read Patrick's writing, I learn something new. And this is the exact same. I've had to look up words I didn't know what they were. So thank you, Patrick, for teaching me something new. And this was such a captivating read that my heart is still racing just from reading it. Seascape by Joyce West. Gaze into the depth of my eyes. Listen to my melodious voice. Be transported to a paradise where blue sea and golden sand meet in rhythmic ecstasy, while sun and sky lazily observe, gazing down in amusement, measuring the increasing rhythm of a lustful young couple, legs entwined, skin smooth and silky, sweat and sun lotion, a powerful potion for the slip and slide of erotic lovemaking, nipples touching, bodies pressing together, then sucking apart, the burning question, not of the sun, but when to climax, slowing the pace, extending the pleasure, taut buttocks rising and falling, the call of the birds and low moans, orchestrating a speedy penetration, faster, harder, yes, 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 screams of fulfillment, reaching a crescendo, and then the calm after the storm, as passion spent, they lie side by side, fingers interlinked, breath slowing down, signs of pleasure, telling their story. This was a really exciting piece to read by Joyce. So thank you, Joyce, for offering it to us. It's always interesting seeing Joyce bring this type of piece to the party, because she is amongst some of the most descriptive writers in the poetry kingdom. And as I was busy reading it, I could actually see it happening in my head. And that was an absolute trip to read. So thank you. Thank you so much. Firefly by Patrick Cann. First flushes of eros, sparkling cheek, swooning weak, fluttered eyes in ecstasy, nerves ignition ardency, fervency inflamed, ameliorating daybreak dawns, adoration, ardor, besot, obsessed, passionate, fanatical to frenzied, fervid, firefly. The stars whisper our names conjoined, oh, adoratio illumed, my imperative consumed, screaming love militancy at the sun's tyranny, In sweet oblivion Eros is reborn. Light the spark, singularity's crushed, collapsing star, goddess of war. Nuclear flashpoint, standing arms outstretched in the shockwave. Aphrodite incinerating, enraptured to radical resolve. Oblations, obliterations in the wild ovations oblong. Golden soul invictus she, the launching of ships coming for me. Flames lick, swirl, Hellenic haloing, vigorously vehemence holy to me, to my Helen of Troy, beguiled soft, lilt, sweet covering, cowering enemies, azure, Stygian shaded eyes, in the valency, radioactive wiles, waves in cascading mains. I go to forlorn defeats at interpositioning Achilles, sanguine rivers, estuaries entwined, sublime, the bliss of bleeding out together, divine. We drift out of history's time again and again, out of reckoning, auroral, cold, coronal, winds rebirths, a fast-moving sunrise, firefly. I would like to apologize once again. This was not easy to read. There were a lot of words that were quite difficult for me to pronounce, so I am truly sorry about that. But the way that Patrick writes is something truly mesmerizing to see. And you will notice that I have been reading his stuff a lot faster than everyone else's. That's because, to me, Patrick's work has a very musical tone to it, and it needs to be read at that type of pace as far as I can do it. And he is honestly one of the most captivating writers I've seen within the poetry kingdom. For my final piece for this reading, I have Discovering Spots by Jennine Pike. Heat, kiss me, touch my neck, hold me closer, taste my milky skin, undressing each other, clothes ripping without a care, uncensored lust demands outlet, uncovering of spots one by one, spin me around and slap my ass, bite my back, spread my cheeks, thrust in deep, pull my hair hard, change position, 69, short time, now lovers embrace, face to face, look in my eyes, say you mine, passionately thrusting, becoming one, deeper, come. This is an incredibly exciting poem to read, and again it is written in my absolute favorite form, the ethery, and I'm proud to say that this is a form that I had taught Jennine to use, and she used it incredibly well. The form suited the poem perfectly, absolutely perfectly. And when it comes to erotic writing, Jennine is one of the best, if not the best, erotic writer within the poetry kingdom. And it is an honest, true honor to have been given the chance to read one of Jennine's erotic poems live. So thank you. Thank you for that honor. And in closing, I would like to thank all of you for tuning in to watch this presentation. I truly hope that you enjoyed it, all. And I would like to thank everyone that had submitted for the reading. Really, thank you so much. Without all of you, this would never have happened. So thank you so much. And stay tuned for part 2, coming sometime soon, read by the absolutely talented poetess and spoken word artist Jennine Pike. Thank you. Have a great one.